Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Dear students, welcome back to biology online classes. The chapter what we are studying is about animal kingdom. In the previous classes we have studied few important animal phyla. In today's class we will study another important phylum, that is phylum Mollusca. Phylum Mollusca. So it is derived from the Latin word mollis, means soft. Mollis means what? Soft. So they include soft bodied animals. Soft bodied animals. In the previous class we have studied about the phylum Arthropoda, the largest phylum in the animal kingdom. So phylum Mollusca is the second largest phylum in the animal kingdom. So it is the second largest phylum in the animal kingdom. This is also one of the important phylum for your board exams as well as for different unit tests. Previously asked question. So if they ask for 5 marks, then you have to write any 10 important salient features or characteristics or identifying features. Each feature carry half mark, so half into 10, 5 marks. Or they may ask to write any 8 characters for 4 marks and 1 mark for 2 examples, half mark for each example, total 4 plus 1, 5 marks. So let me start with some important examples. First one is Phyla globosa. Commonly called as apple snail. The body, the shell resemble like an apple, so it is called as apple snail, commonly found in paddy fields. Where do you find? In paddy fields. Bhattada gadde. Second example let me give is Pinctada vulgaris. Pinctada vulgaris. This is commonly called as pearl oyster. You are all familiar with the pearl, especially girls. Havada, muttu, pearl. Then third example is Dentalium. I have few specimens and a few pictures I will show later. Dentalium is commonly called as elephant's tusk shell. Elephant's tusk shell, because the shell appears like that of elephant's tusk. Then example number 4 is Loligo, commonly called as the squid. I'll tell you the important feature of this Loligo. It ejects ink to their surrounding. It lives in sea and it has got ink gland. Through this ink gland it ejects the ink and the surrounding atmosphere is full of or filled with the ink. It becomes very cloudy, so it will dehisce, it will cheat the predators and it will escape away. Okay, so it is a type of defense mechanism shown by this squid. The scientific name is the loligo. Then example number 5, sepia. It is commonly called as cuttlefish, bondas in local name. So edible fish. The important characteristic feature of this mollusk, they have shell. Mostly they have shell. If the shell is present, it may be outside the body, then it is called as external, or maybe inside the body, then it is called as internal. Or sometimes altogether the shell may be absent. So, Hyla globosa in apple snail, the shell is external, present outside the body. Pentada vulgaris, it is external, outside the body. Dentalium, it is external, outside the body. Loligo, the squid, they don't have shell. Sepia, cuttlefish, it is inside the body, internal. Few more examples. Octopus, you have been watching the National Geographic channels or Discovery, Animal Planet. So you are familiar with this. Octopus. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ದೈತ್ಯ ಮೀನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಡೆವಿಲ್ ಫಿಶ್, ಕಾಮನ್ ನೇಮ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಡೆವಿಲ್. It is not actually not a fish, it belongs to phylum Mollusca. So there are some vernacular names in biology. Octopus, it is not a fish, but still it is called as fish. There is a silver fish. It belongs to phylum Arthropoda. It is not a fish. It appears like a fish and it has got silver color, beautiful silver color. So these are the vernacular names. Okay, and it makes movement like a fish. So it is called a silver fish. So like that, octopus, it's a devil fish. Vernacular name, important for your various competitive exams like NEET or CET. Some other examples, let's study. Unio. It is commonly called as freshwater mussel. Chippu meenu. It is commonly found in freshwater bodies. ಸಿಹಿ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಜೀವಿಗಳು. Unio, freshwater mussel. Marwai, it is called by the local name. Then some other examples. Chytopleura. Example number 8. Commonly called as chiton or sea mouse, because this animal looks like mouse and lives in sea, so it is called as sea mouse. That is your Chytopleura. So dear students, these are some of the examples for the phylum Mollusca. So the shell is external in case of Unio also. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ shells ಇಲ್ಲ, Chytopleura. Octopus, there is no shell. So the shell may be present or absent, and this shell is made up of a chemical called as calcium carbonate. Made up of calcium carbonate. Why the shell is there? Because it gives protection to the animals. To protect the animals, they have shell. So that is presence or absence of, I'll write here, presence or absence of shell. Shell provides protection to the animal. So when the shell is present, they may be internal or external. Then comes to their habitat, means the place where they live. That is their habitat. They may be terrestrial, ಅಂದರೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. For example, apple snail, it is found in the paddy fields, or maybe aquatic, ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಡೀಸ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಈದರ್ ಮೆರೈನ್, ಸಿ, ಓಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ವಾಟರ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಮೊಸಲ್, ಮೆರೈನಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆಕ್ಟೋಪಸ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ, ಲಾಲಿಗೋ, ಸ್ಕ್ವಿಡ್, ಸೆಪಿಯಾ, ಡೆಂಟೇಲಿಯಂ, ಪೆಂಟಾಡಾ ವಲ್ಗ್ಯಾರಿಸ್ are examples for the marine forms. So next important characteristic features, they shows organ system level of organization. Then bilateral symmetrical or bilaterally symmetrical animals. Then they are triploblastic, body made up of 3 germ layers, outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm and inner endoderm, coelomates. They have coelom and have coelomic cavity which is filled with coelomic fluid. Coelomates multicellular, ಬಹುಕೋಶೀಯ ಜೀವಿಗಳು. And other important features, let us discuss. Body is covered with the calcareous shell that I have already mentioned. So I'll write here calcareous shell, means it is made up of calcium carbonate, CaCO3 ಅದರ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ. Unsegmented, ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, unsegmented. Then body divided into 3 parts. They are, one is head, next visceral hump, and third one being the foot. Let me draw the diagram of your pila. You may also take down this diagram. Now if you see the pila, the topmost tip portion, it is called as the apex. This is the ultimate whorl, or this is also called as axial whorl. Note on the spelling, A-X-I-A-L, axial whorl. Then comes penultimate whorl. Before the ultimate is the penultimate whorl. Then you can see here there is a groove depression. No? This is called as suture. Then on the body there are many whorls. So what are these? The body whorls. Then you can see there is a lip and there is presence of an operculum or a lid, also called as aperture. Aperture. So this is your pila or the apple snail, commonly found in the paddy field. Inside this shell there lies the animal, and that body of the animal is divided into how many parts? 3 parts. That is, one is the head region, another one is the visceral body, and third one being foot. So let me label this as the head and this as the visceral ham, and the basal foot for locomotion. So this animal lives inside the shell, and let me show you the shell. You can see here, this is the apex, that is the tip region. What is the first whorl is known as axial whorl. The next one is the penultimate whorl, and you can see the groove or depression, this is the suture, and also you can see the body whorls. Okay, let me turn the shell. See, inside this the animal burrows, and it has got, see, this is the lid. Okay, that is called as what? Operculum or aperture. So it will fit into its lip like this. See, and it will give protection to the animal which lives inside. This is the same thing. You see? Same thing. It also fits perfectly to the mouth. Okay. So this particular animal, that is apple snail, Phyla, belongs to a class called as Gastropoda. What? Gastropoda. Here the shell is twisted due to torsion. Shell is twisted due to torsion. Okay. So if you see the head region, the head bears sensory tentacles, like your sense organs. It helps to sense the disturbances found in the environment. So it has got sensory tentacles. Then the visceral hump, before that, the mouth, head contains mouth. So this mouth bears file-like rasping organ. That file-like rasping organ is called as radula. Important for seat in it. It's called as radula. So rasping means adu harilike help ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. It helps to tearing of the food particles. It helps for tearing of the food particles. That is your radula. Okay. Then coming to that visceral hump. This visceral hump, this is covered by a spongy, soft layer of tissue, and that is called as the mantle. That's called as the mantle. And there is a space, cavity between the hump and the mantle, and that cavity, for example, this is animal, this is a visceral hump. Adra horaginda eniruttade, there is a layer that is called as mantle. In between the mantle and the visceral hump, there is a space, cavity, that is called as mantle cavity. It is called as mantle cavity. And inside the mantle cavity, there are feather-like gills are present, which helps for excretion as well as respiration. So two purposes are served by the gills. One, it helps for respiration. Another one, it helps for excretion. That is to remove the nitrogenous waste, ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. So let me write the visceral hump covered by soft, spongy skin layer, and which is called as the mantle. Mantle cavity is a space present in between the hump, that is the visceral hump, and the mantle. And this mantle cavity has got feather-like gills. They have feather-like gills, and they serve the purpose of excretion and respiration. ಉಸಿರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, for breathing. Then coming to the other features, they are dioecious. ಅಂದರೆ sexes are separate, dioecious. Then okay, sexes are separate, means male and female, they are separate. Oviparous, oviparous means they lay eggs. Viviparous means give birth to the young ones. Oviparous means they lay eggs. Oviparous with the indirect development. So development is indirect, that means they have larval stages. Development is indirect through larval stages. Then we have noted down few important examples. So dear students, note down the important points and make your own notes. Let me show you some other examples for phylum Mollusca. The same thing, that is apple snail or pila, it is preserved in the bottle specimen. This liquid is the formalin. Formalin is used as a preservative to preserve the body, tissue or cell. Then this is the devilfish, Daitya-menu, octopus. Octa means 8. If you see the body, it is cylindrical, correct? And head bears large eyes, pair of eyes. Laterally they are situated, sides nalli ide. Then the body is covered with the mantle, and surrounding the oral cavity, under mouth, there are how many arms are present? There are 8 different arms are present. That is why they are called as octopus. Octa means 8. And you can see here minute things. These are the suckers which helps them to attach to the substratum. ಯಾವುದಾದೊಂದು ರಾಕ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಬಂಡೆಕಲ್ಲು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಕ್ಕರ್ಸ್, and also it helps to suck any material like blood of the predator animal. So it is very ugly and looks like a devil, so it is called as the devil fish. This is the devil fish for you. Then let me show you different kinds of the shells. All these are belongs to a single class, that is class Gastropoda. These are all sacred shells. You use it during the puja, okay, during the worship. So you can see this is the sacred conch shell. What is called as sacred conch shell. So these shells are very beautiful and they appear in different colors, shape, size and form. See, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯ ಗಾತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಪಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. They are in different forms. Very beautifully appear. They may be of a smaller size or maybe of a larger size. So they are of different sizes. See, they are of different size. See, and see the different colors. They may be in white color or they may be in cream color. See, they may be in brown color. So you can see the different shapes. Okay, you can see the different shapes. Okay, see how they appears in various shapes. See, some are very small, some are very medium shaped, and some are large. You see. So always it is present in the biolab, and when you have the time you can come and have a look of it. Yeah, students, we are discussing about the different molluscan shells, no? See how they are varying in their shape, in their size and in their form. See, this is how small it is. Inside this shell, the animal buries. See, this is somehow dark greyish in color. You can see. So all are the different varieties of your sacred conch shell only. See. See this somewhat different color. Orange mixed with the cream color. This the dark grey color. Okay. So these are the different varieties of shells for you. Then let me show some other important specimens. Okay. So in the previous class I have completed arthropoda, right? So in the arthropoda there are some examples. This is the silkworm. The specimen is showing the life history of the silkworm, reshme hula in Kannada. So they have eggs. Eggs will hatch and it forms a larva called as caterpillar. This caterpillar is a voracious feeder. Bakasuranaage bakalaka tinta irtade. So they mainly feed on the leaves of mulberry plant. Mulberry plant idu leaf annu tintade and it undergoes period of rest and it releases saliva from its salivary gland, and when it exposes to the air it becomes harder and it forms a hard structure that is called as cocoon, and inside that it takes rest, the caterpillar takes rest, and after some times it will come out, hatches from the cocoon, and the adult silk moth will come out happily. So this is the life cycle or the Jivana Charitra in Kannada of what? The silkworm. Its scientific name is Bombyx mori. Then you are all familiar with this scorpion, belongs to class Arachnida. Spiders and scorpions belongs to class Arachnida, one of the important class of arthropoda. So it has got poisonous sting, pair of poisonous sting at the anterior region of its head, okay, from which it ejects the poison. Very toxic it is, and it has got segmented body. You can see body is divided into head, then thorax and the abdomen, and if you see at the posterior region it has got a tail like structure, okay, at the tip of the tail it has got a poison sting, very nasty bite. And if I turn the animal, you can see the presence of jointed appendages. That is why the phylum name has come as arthropoda. Arthros means jointed, poda means appendages. So this is the scorpion for you. An important feature of the scorpion, they are viviparous, they are not oviparous, means they directly give birth to the young ones, okay. So they are viviparous. An interesting feature. Then comes another specimen. This belongs to phylum Ascalminthus, or roundworms, Nemathelminthus. This is the Ascaris. Ascaris lumbricoides is the scientific name. It causes a disease called as ascariasis, especially in children. Okay, and the symptoms includes abdominal pain, vomiting, bloody stool, etc. So these lay the eggs in the moist soil, and children playing in the moist soil, and if their hands are not cleaned, it's dirty, then if this dirty hand, if they take the food, then the eggs of the ascarias has every chance to enter into the digestive system, and it causes a disease called as ascariasis. So you can see this is the male because the caudal end, it is curved here, it is not straight. Okay. So these are some of the important specimens for you. So in the next class I will bring some more specimens when I take another important phylum, that is phylum Echinodermata for you. So that's it for today's session, students, and note down the lecture notes, and thank you for watching the video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.